Let's take a minute and talk about the good old elevator pitch, which, as we all know, is this idea that we should be able to get in an elevator, ride a bunch of floors, and explain to the person in the elevator with us exactly what we do or what our company does. So that way, when the doors open, that person walks out and goes, I get what that person does. Now, I think the elevator pitch is great, but I think we only do it halfway. And I say that because I think the elevator pitch is missing who we'd like to meet or who we'd like to be introduced to. And I think that's important because the person in the elevator with us, they might not be a potential customer for us. They might not be someone who's going to buy our product or use our service or work with our company, but they might know someone who would be. So we need to be crystal clear about who we'd like to meet and who we'd like to be introduced to. So that way that person might say, the light bulb goes off and they would go, you know what? I'm not a potential customer of yours, but I know so-and-so and I'm going to introduce you to that person. So I guess what I'm saying is the elevator pitch is right now missing that entire element, and we're leaving opportunity on the table or opportunity in the elevator. So what I'm proposing is we add a ride to the elevator. The way up is what it's always been. The ride up is going to be you talking about what you do or what your company does. But we add in the ride down. And the ride down is going to be who you'd like to meet or who you'd like to be introduced to. So let me do it for myself. If I'm going on the ride up and I need to talk about what I do or what my company does, I'm going to say, my name's John Palumbo. I am the founder of the company BigHeads Network, and we help leaders and companies have purposeful conversations because we believe conversations are where the magic happens. Conversations are how you acquire customers. Conversations are how you generate leads. Conversations are how you amplify thought leadership. Conversations are how you access diverse perspectives. Conversations are how you unlock innovation. Conversations are how you learn and build skills. Conversations are how you attract and retain talent. Conversations are how you create the culture you want to create. So we help companies and leaders have those conversations and strategically share them through fireside chats and webinars and Q&As. But where we get the most attention is through podcasts because we specialize in creating private and internal podcasts. So we create podcast shows around those conversations and release them exclusively to select audiences. So we might create podcasts and release them just to employees or just to customers or just to candidates. And we do that because podcasts are a familiar format. They're convenient. They're modern. They're probably one of the most human forms of communication. That's what we do. So that's my ride up. Now, on the ride down, I have to explain who I'd like to meet and who I'd like to be introduced to. And I would say, look, I want to meet leaders who believe in the power of conversations, who don't just look at conversations as a soft skill or a nice to have or something that's going to happen by chance. Leaders who look at conversations as a strategic advantage. Leaders who look at conversations as a way to build their personal brand through thought leadership. Leaders who look at conversations as a way to drive innovation through curiosity and collaboration. Leaders who look at conversations as a way to always be learning, to stay in learning mode, because the best leaders are forever students. Leaders who look at conversations as a way to build the skills that they need and that their company needs to remain current. Leaders who look at conversations as a way to create the cultures that people really want to be a part of. And these leaders, they might be startup founders. They might be C-level folks at large organizations. They might be the leaders of teams or just senior leaders within an organization. But they all have one thing in common. They don't want to just be a leader. They want to be that leader. So those are some of the people I would like to meet. I'd also like to meet people who work in areas where conversations can be game-changing. I want to meet people in leader development, people that want to design experiences where leaders, they don't just talk, they grow through conversations. I want to meet people in learning and development. So these are people who know that the fastest way to build skills is to listen, to reflect, to discuss, to interact. I want to meet people in marketing and communications because these are people who understand that conversations are the most authentic form of storytelling and brand building. I want to meet people in human resources because they understand that creating experiences that are rooted in trust and transparency and real dialogue are what their employees want. I want to meet people in internal communications who want to create more authentic and engaging internal communication initiatives. And I want to meet people in talent acquisition who understand that candidates, they want to hear real voices. They don't want to just see a job description. These are people who want to leverage the power of conversations to grow leaders, shape culture, and really drive results. And they're open to trying and using new or non-traditional formats like podcasting, including private and internal podcasts. So if you know someone like that, I'd love to be introduced, or at least I'd love to get on the elevator with that person. That would be my ride down. So I guess what I'm saying here is let's reinvent the elevator pitch. Let's add in that ride down where we have the opportunity to talk about who we'd like to meet or who we'd like to be introduced to. Ding.